Hello! Welcome back to Dress to Quest. I'm Nathan, I'm the DM here. Thank you for joining us on our new showtime. Hopefully, we got some new folks in tonight since we're doing a new show. Hopefully, we had some other folks come on over from the previous show. If you've never been here before, we're a D&D podcast with a focus on cosplay, so we all dress up, which is why I'm like this. And yeah, I'm gonna send us over to our characters, our players, so they can do their intros. Let us start off with Chris.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. I'm Chris, and I play Aize Marley, a human Termitian wizard.
Excellent. And next up, we have Erica.
Right, hi, I'm Erica. I play Rin Swiftbow, Beastmaster Ranger. I usually have a long list of things, but I'm just excited to play.
Awesome. Next up, we have Eric.
Hey guys, Eric Wahlberg, and I'm playing Volric the Grey. He's a 4th level rune knight, a 3rd level College of Swords bard, and he likes to fight.
Awesome. Next, we have Space.
Hey guys, I'm Space. Happy New Year, first of all. I play Aspen, the Hexblade Warlock, Divine Soul Sorcerer. Yes.
Awesome. And I just realized I was probably a little quiet for our audience because my mic was a little down. And last but not least, we have Amy.
Happy New Year, everyone. My name is Amy, and I play Chinyar, and I am an Eldarin in the winter season. I play a cleric.
Amazing. Well, with all of that out of the way, let's jump right back into the story where we left off from last year. So, let's see if I can remember everything that happened. It's been a little hectic, I'd say. So, last we left off, our heroes had just returned back from the Sahuagin Fortress doing their infiltration mission. They had been sent on a mission to infiltrate a Sahuagin fortress due to the fact that there is a looming attack of Sahuagin threatening the Sword Coast. On this infiltration mission, our heroes uncovered some secrets and barely escaped without raising an alarm. Upon returning back to Saltmarsh and speaking with the council, they revealed what they had found: a number of entrances, multiple. They had discovered and released multiple captives that the Sahuagin had taken, as well as identifying that this is indeed quite a large force, an army of Sahuagin that is threatening the Sword Coast. Upon returning, the council informed them that they would be needing to gear up for a fight, as the heroes were leaving the Sahuagin fortress. They noticed some strange light under the waves and saw that the fortress itself was beginning to sink beneath the waves, giving our heroes and the town of Saltmarsh a very limited time to strike before all of it would be under the waves. The council informed you that they'd be working with the aquatic species of the region, these allies that you've all formed an alliance with, to do a two-pronged assault, one above the waves with the humans and those that cannot breathe underwater, and a second assault under the waves with the aquatic species. The council told you have about maybe 3 days before they are planning to execute on this plan. Planning to execute on this plan. What a great way of saying that. So, with all of that being said, we saw our heroes reconvene on their ship, the Diora. And sitting in his private quarters, Aize was going over these shell tablets that Shifty had found in a secret compartment. And upon casting Comprehend Languages, Aize was able to read through them, seeing that same swirling symbol, which now I guess I can just show you, this symbol here engraved on the tablet. And as Comprehend Languages was cast, Aize read through it, at first assuming that he would find information on the god Sekala that the Sahuagin worship. Instead found that these were this was a manifesto to an ancient deity known as Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion, a god of demonic origin, a god that supposedly was responsible for the creation of the Abyss, which Aspen had a memory of from her mother telling her of this horrible being, an early memory of Aspen's. But upon uncovering this, we have all of our heroes sitting here in the Diora as Aize divulges this revelation to the group. So we will start there. All of you on the deck of the ship within the captain's quarters. Shifty leaning back in his chair, who we do not have Shifty here today. Josh unfortunately could not join us today, but Shifty, the halfling rogue, leaning back in his chair listening to all this. And Aize, you just have finished explaining what you have found. Why don't we pick it up from there? What do you all want to do in this moment upon Aize revealing these tablets? Yeah, go ahead.
So, that's basically where we are as far as this. It's somewhat of a conundrum. I had assumed that it was Umberlee and that shark god, but it isn't. This Tharizdun appears to be the source of our problem.
Wow. So if this is to be believed, then the real threat is this Tharizdun and turning the entire prime material plane into the Abyss. Stakes got higher.
This is quite more serious than just war. From what we are saying.
Well, he must be stopped. Of that there can be no doubt.
Yes. But that's very large undertaking, and we have to move quickly.
Well, at least we can aid the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And Aspen, you said that you had some previous knowledge of this as well.
All I know of Tharizdun is what my mother told me from a young age, very young. She told me that he has to be stopped. If his symbol is showing up more in the world, I'm sorry. I think I'm just a little too in over my head right now. Let me speak to my mother, and I'll come back to you guys. Okay.
We'll be here.
And actually, I won't even leave. I will sit on Shifty's bed and go into like a trance, and
Okay.
I'll start calling out to my mother.
Okay. All of you.
Shinyar is going to watch intently as she calls out to her mom. It's something that she hasn't seen before.
Yeah. Aspen, does anything visually happen when you are communing with your mother, or I'm just curious.
Yes, I have my eyes open. So you see that same. You see, I think Aize saw this once. You see my eyes begin to glow like a fiery red, as the purple color irises glow, and they become brighter, and they just become engulfed in flame. And you see her pull out her battle axe from the void that she keeps it in, and she sits in kind of like she pushes it out. I'll push it out, and it'll float in front of me, and I'll just in Infernal, I'll say, Mom, Mother, I need your help. I don't know what to do here.
Okay. Do any of you speak
Yes.
Infernal? No?
I do, but my character doesn't.
Oh yeah, I knew that, but I meant specifically your character. So yeah, it's odd because all of you watching this, if I may ask, actually, really quick, Chenyar, do you know what your passive insight is? Just off, do you have that readily available?
Yes, 17.
17. Okay, then yeah. I think what's interesting to you, Chenyar, since you're also watching so carefully, is that you hear Aspen speaking out in Infernal, and you know the language itself is it's not necessarily like inherently evil sounding, but it you can tell it's infernal, and that has a certain connotation to it, like culturally. Like people, when you hear infernal, that is automatically assumed, oh, this is bad stuff. So it's odd to hear this language being spoken, and then with your passive insight, you can hear that trepidation in Aspen's voice, and that kind of almost, this is clearly a child reaching out to their parent. So it's a very odd kind of combo, when typically when you hear infernal, it has this, like, you know, it's either more authoritative or chanting or more menacing, and this is not. So that's something you notice when watching this.
So if I could roll, well, maybe not roll. What I would like to do is, as she's talking, turn slightly away and cast tongues on myself.
Okay. Yeah. You can do that. So as you cast that,
I'll
you.
take out a small piece of clay and I will crush it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will start to make a ziggurat in my hand,
Mhm.
and then I will cast tongues.
Okay. So as you kind of turn away and do this subtly, and it appears, Aspen's not going to notice because Aspen is currently focused on this conversation. But the rest of you do see Chenyar kind of quickly do that. All right, Aspen, what do you say? Oh, Aize, yeah.
I'll throw comprehend languages on myself.
Okay. As Archive, kind of the book that Aize has, just sort of whispers, "Oh, good idea, sir," as you focus on casting that. So both of you are, if Aspen or anything were to speak in a different language, you will be able to understand it. Aspen, what do you say?
Mother, I fear that something you told me so long ago has entered the mortal realm. Tharizdun, it's hazy in my memory, but I need your knowledge. I don't know what to tell these people.
As typically, Aspen, when you reach out to your mother, you find yourself in this kind of dark void, and then that warm light appears, and slowly her face emerges before you, this massive looming porcelain face with the burning red eyes. As soon as you say the name Tharizdun and begin to trail off on your sentence, that warm light is an explosion of fiery red, and the face appears there before you. All of you just see Aspen sitting there, staring off into the void, eyes burning.
We said we don't sense any distress.
I don't think so. The face is there before you, Aspen, of your mother. What did you say, my child? What was that name?
Tharizdun,
Yes. They're in the material plane. Are you certain of this?
I mean, we have evidence, and I'll hold my hand out in the direction of Aize, who has the book.
You all see Aspen kind of do that, and then her head kind of jerks almost like abruptly towards Aize, and the eyes sort of flash for a moment. Aspen, you see your mother there. She kind of seems to be looking off into nothing and then looks back at you. I recognize that symbol.
What do we... The Sahagin are praying to Theris Dune, and we need to know how to go about this situation.
She kind of drifts a bit closer to you, that the massive head almost a little overwhelming, its presence filling your entire vision as she stares at you. Are you certain that they are praying to Theris Dune?
Yes.
How do you know this? I see the symbol there, but this being, they are devious. They are one to manipulate, to lie, to deceive. They will take on many guises, many faces, many forms to get what they want.
Theris Dune has been posing as Umberly. This is the third time this symbol has appeared to us. Vorik, one of his crewmates, former crewmates, has used this symbol. So I don't think it's such a coincidence that this is who you told me to look out for.
No. Indeed. So, you're asking what you should do. You should strike them all down. Anyone, anything that has been touched by Theris Dune must be stopped. It cannot be allowed to come into your world. That would mean ruin. That would mean the end of all, of everything that I am doing. Do you understand?
Yes, Mother. Okay. Do you have any information that I can give to them that will be helpful?
This being is entropy incarnate. It is the death of everything. It is... If it were to come into your world, everything you know and love would be gone. And it would spread to other worlds if it were to be released. When dealing with such a foe, you must strike quickly and decisively. Show no mercy.
Okay.
And be very careful. This creature, this entity, is older than some of the gods. The intelligence there, albeit chaotic at times, is vast. How I wish I could be there. How I wish I could aid you more. But as long as you let me work with you, as long as you let me give you more power, that is the best that I can do.
Um. Okay. I Thank you, mother. I should go now. And then you see that the fire in her eyes fade, and it returns to purple. I look I'll look to Volric. You you're our main fighter. And what we are about to go up against is something far worse, far older than many of the gods.
I thought you were going to say far older than me.
Can
Uh,
I do an insight check on Aspen at this moment after she's talked to her mom?
Sure. Roll an insight.
I'm looking to
check.
see how scared she is after, because I'm only
I
hearing
will
one
make
side
a-
of the conversation.
Okay.
So
I will make a deception check.
Okay. Go ahead.
If I can find it.
Okay. Let's see what Chenyar gets. Okay, yeah. What are you presenting, Aspen?
I think I think that, well, I'm not gonna say I can't speak for Shinyar, but what you'll see, like, her voice kind of my voice kind of trembles for a second, and then you see her resolve just return to her
Well, I
as she
think
begins to speak to Volric.
because you got a 20, so Chenyar got a 16. So Chenyar just sees that stoic
I'll
resolve. That's
yeah,
it.
I'll just see the stoic resolve.
Okay.
I won't catch that, but
Yeah.
And
after hearing one side of the conversation, I will be very interested in what her mother told her, because I only heard her side.
Yeah.
Heard her pleading for help.
I'm listening, Aspen. Yes, please.
Yeah, Aize does speak up, and one of these days, I would really like to sit down and discuss, if possible, and if you want to share the nature of your mother, but not today. But I'm
My mother,
very,
I
very
can
curious.
tell you. I'm sorry. I can tell you now if you want. I don't keep it. I really keep it a secret.
Oh, all right. I didn't mean to pry.
No. My mother is Zariel.
And what's that? Or
The Archduchess of Avernus.
What is her name?
Did I say that right, Nathan?
You did.
Okay.
yeah,
Zariel.
I probably need to roll for that.
Yeah. You can make a religion check. Any of you with religion can make a religion check.
Zario?
Yeah, Zariel.
Give me a sec. Religion. Nope.
And
But
you said she was Archduchess, but I didn't hear the last part.
Of
Avernus.
Avernus. Yes.
That I know. That's hell.
So I got a 16.
Yeah. I would say
You say it like that.
you got a 16. What did you get, Chenyar?
Oh, I didn't roll. Don't I need
Oh, you don't
I
have
need
religion. Then never mind.
Yeah.
So Volric,
I don't know why.
yeah, the cleric doesn't have religion. That's fine. Volric, you with a 16, yeah, you've heard of Zariel. It is exactly what Aspen said. Zariel is the Archduchess of Avernus, meaning she is one of the Archdukes of the Hells, and there are only 9 of them, one for each layer of hell, going all the way down to the name that I think all of you would know, Asmodeus being essentially the ruler of hell. So yeah, what Aspen is saying is that her mother is one of the rulers of hell, really only one step down from Osmodeus. I mean, there are, if you were to do the pyramid, it's like Osmodeus and then all the other 8 archdevils, and then down from there it continues, right? So that is what
Kinnear's eyes will just like go wide.
That's a bit of a shock. How many children does your mother have?
It's me and my 2 siblings. I have a twin, a brother and sister. They're twins. I'm the youngest.
That is most unusual.
Really? How so?
I've never met someone that was a direct descendant from a ruler of hell. It's unusual.
Archive, take a note.
Yes, of course. This is fascinating.
It's absolutely fascinating. And I whisper and I make a note in archive. Require holy water.
Holy water does not work on me.
I do not say it.
Yeah, it's small.
Okay.
Chinyar will say a word in Sylvan, and she'll get her teacup and she'll just be staring at Aspen drinking her tea.
Okay, excellent.
You don't have to stare. It's not that big of a deal.
Oh yes, it is. Whether you think so or not. But it is a big deal. Right, another spawn of hell.
Oh.
I'm writing it.
I'm
No peeking.
I'm confused.
I'm sorry. Yo, Chris is funny.
I'm confused. I thought you said that you were a worshiper of Torm.
Yes, that's my father.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, that's nasty. I'm sorry. I have to.
Well,
What?
but I think we're getting a little off topic. We
you
have
know, I was gonna ask why you're not with your mom, but now I'm seeing this is like a middle ground situation. Okay,
yes. So basically, long story short, to get it over with, my mother used to.
Oh, please, can we hear the long version? This is
Maybe over drinks. We have Sahagin to kill.
that's true, but I really would love to hear the long version of this story.
I mean, I can definitely tell you one night. Okay,
Ayuza leans forward.
you're all welcome to join.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you all know, except for you, Shinyar, you all know my worst fear was being kicked out of my home. The same thing happened to my mother before she became the Archduchess of Avernus. She used to serve my father, and then they claimed her to be too overzealous.
I see. So it wasn't a matter of your dad going down to hell to get some strange. She is from the heavens, right?
Get some change.
Basically,
From the
yes.
heavens. And this sounds like a very messy divorce.
Yes,
So
very
sorry,
messy.
child.
He won us in a divorce, basically, yes.
My goodness.
many revelations today.
Yes.
So Aspen, with this insight that your mother has, is there anything that we should know or we can do other than head to the Sawagan fortress and kill all the priests and smash all of their altars to bits?
What did she tell you that would be helpful for us? She's an
She
archduchess.
said what we were already gonna do. Strike fast, strike first. I don't know how. She says that Thursdune is like some sort of god of trickery or something. He likes to deceive, and maybe that's why he's been posing as Umberly. This for the times that we've seen his symbol, her symbol. But nothing, she didn't say anything that would help us stop. However, the symbol, his worshippers are getting, going about and everything. Honestly, I'm not really sure. What we should be doing.
I think that the thing about him using trickery, because one assumes that his power doesn't fully extend into the material plane, otherwise we'd all be completely foobar. But so he has to use cutouts, he has to use proxies, and deceiving priests of other gods into channeling power to him might be the method that he's using. But that would explain why his symbol is being used by someone associated with Umbali, and why his symbol is in a temple of a shark god.
Well, would you think that perhaps these priests know this? That they're tapping into this greater power?
I think that if they know, considering the nature of the Sahagin, they wouldn't care.
Shifty, since Josh isn't here, Shifty kind of leans forward and looking at you, Aize, reaches into his bag and pulls out the other tablets, and chucks them to you and goes, what about these ones? These ones also say the same thing about theirs, Dune? And he'll chuck them over to you. The same. These were the tablets that were found in the other priest's quarters.
I desperately tried to juggle them.
make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That's fine.
I will assist.
As long as they're not heavy.
Can I take the aid action to help?
Sure, go ahead, have advantage with this. I mean, no, actually, no. Don't have it. This is a reaction. This is like a quick. Okay, so a 7. So unfortunately, they kind of scatter on the ground. They don't break, but they scatter on the ground as you try to catch them, Aize, and they kind of fumble. But you can scoop them up. They're not broken.
The reflexes of a cat, Aize.
Yes, a dead cat.
I think maybe the three of us should go over these tablets together. I mean, you two seem to be historians. I can bring the religion aspect to the research, if that's okay with you, Aize.
That's fine. I was just mentioning that my comprehend languages is still running, so I can read these.
Why would you need comprehend? Was it for the tablets?
Yes.
Oh.
It works for written.
Check.
It's meant for written as well as spoken word.
All right, you got a 5. Aize, make a deception roll for me. I mean, you did have comprehend languages for the tablet initially, but you had to it sounds like you recasted it. So.
Oh. Hold on, let me check the spell. Does it?
I think it only lasts 10 minutes, right?
It lasts 10 minutes. Oh, so the duration's run out? Because I had it running so I could listen to Aspen.
That's what I'm saying. Make a deception roll because you said, oh, I had it for these tablets, but you, in reality, had cast it to listen to Aspen.
Oh, no. I wouldn't deceive her.
Oh, okay.
And the duration's the casting time is 1 action plus 10 minutes. The duration is 1 hour. But I cheated and I used my
I see.
My ability.
I cheated.
Well, I have that ability to cast spells, at least one spell a day with 1 action.
Perfect. All right. Well then,
I had it running while you were talking to your mother, so it's still running.
I mean, if you like, I can just speak to her in common. I'm sure she knows common.
Oh, no. Whatever is most comfortable for the Duchess is fine by me.
We wouldn't want to upset her in any way.
Oh, no. Never offend nobility from hell.
Amazing. So.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Let's gather together. Go ahead.
Okay.
And I'll translate and you can...
Okay. So, Aize, looking over these tablets with the 3 of your 2 other companions next to you, going through these, kind of like, skimming through them as quick as you can, it's very clear that these are scriptures to Sekolah. And speaking of the great shark god, it does talk about, though, that Sekolah, it seems that, actually, Aspen, go ahead and roll a religion check for me as Aize is reading through these, and I'm gonna see if something. Natural 20. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think from your past, this is probably coming from your father, not your mother, learning about the different beings of the material plane and the various deities that they worship. Your father told you of some older deities before the gods arrived within the material plane that we know as Toril. There were some older deities, and one such deity was Sekolah. And you have, I don't know, maybe Aspen, maybe you, do you think, just to justify this knowledge with the natural 20 of 26, do you think that you got, like, you dove a little deeper into Sekolah than maybe was expected? Like, do you think Aspen would have been
I definitely
curious?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I think my curiosity as a child really got the best of me at times.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So really leaning into this shark god, something about it fascinated you, and it does the kind of scriptures of Sekolah speak of Sekolah eventually arriving on the material plane to lead the Sahuagin to kind of conquer the seas. The interesting thing is about these tablets is that it speaks of something that you have never seen before or heard about in Sekolah's scriptures, which is that this almost seems to be like a reimagining, and it speaks that Sekolah will be brought into the material plane, and with them they will bring a great storm that will consume all of the world, rising the sea to meet their foes so that Sekolah can lead the Sahuagin to conquer all of Toril. So it's a little different. There's all these passages about a storm and rising sea levels to grant the Sahuagin access to the land, which was not ever in like any of the scriptures that you read. So that seems to be a discrepancy there, something off and something new about these scriptures.
And that would be where they're manipulating the priests of Sahuagin.
It's very likely. I mean, Doris Dune he likes to trick and deceive, so I don't see how that cannot be him.
I don't suppose we can swim in there and tell the priests that
They would not believe us.
we tell them that that it's a big lie.
You mean swim in there and say you're a bunch of heretics?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to open gateways into other worlds and invite entropic gods. You're supposed to be big and sharky and natural.
There's something else to speak about before I forget. There was that spy, or I can assume it's a spy up north on the coast, someone who had outed the adventuring group that went before us. Stefan, the one that we saved, his group,
Yes.
seemed to be someone probably from a council or other similar group we have here in Saltmarsh. So
One
likely
point of
this-
order. The town that Stefan came from is actually south, not north. Just to make sure we're all on the same page.
I thought that was a Zentranum spy.
There was also the Zentarum spy that spoke of, way back at the beginning, spoke of some operation north in Neverwinter, I believe. That was way back when we started all this.
I guess my point is this is most likely bigger than just the Sahuagin priests in their fortress. But first things first, right?
So, with all of these revelations in hand, as the evening progresses, is there anything final that you would like to resolve, from this conversation from today, before we move on? Because we're going to have a little bit of downtime here, like I said, about 3 days. Unless you all want to act on something right away, you are more than welcome to do that. But I was thinking that we could jump into some more downtime kind of activities where it'll take place over this 3-day period.
I have a question. Are we still on? We're still on the Dior, right?
Correct. So right now
Okay,
you're
we're-
all sitting in the Dior in the captain's quarters having this discussion. And Aize, yeah.
It's a question for Aspen. So you don't want me to make any scrolls this time around?
I was thinking maybe another alter self scroll. That might come in handy for this fight. But I can also go see if the our wizard, well, I won't call him a friend, if he has any scrolls that might be useful to us,
All right.
or potions.
I'm going to the Merchant of Joachim.
I'll give you. It was 250, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take that off.
Okay, so it sounds like we are going to transition into downtime as this conversation comes to a close, and we see our heroes go off to their respective quarters and get ready for the coming assault. Now, at any point, feel free, if you want to have a discussion as a group and decide on things, feel free to do so. But for the sake of this, Chenyar.
Yeah, I did want to have. Chinyar is going to be looking for a time in which she can speak with Aspen outside of the group.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, maybe she'll be, going into town, looking, to say, oh, hey, I'm new here.
Mhm.
Maybe, you can, since you lived here so long,
Yeah.
show me, some of, the shops around, and kind of try and see if she can spend some time with Aspen.
Okay, yeah. Let's kind of go around the virtual table here, and we'll kind of go one by one and just tell me what you want to do in your downtime. And we may as well start with Chenyar, since you had that. Let's start with that, if that works for everybody. So, as the following morning comes and you all get up to meet the day and have this time before you, Chenyar, where do you go and seek out Aspen? Do you go to Aspen's quarters, or do you wait for Aspen once she's up on the deck?
I wait for her to get up.
Okay.
I wait at the breakfast table and kind of eating some of the grub that is available.
Perfect.
And wait for her to rise.
So, Aspen, as you step out onto the deck after doing your morning routine, you see Chenyar there on the deck. What do you do, Chenyar?
Aspen, I'm wondering if you can possibly show me around a little bit, since I had kind of got whisked away with all of you. I have not really had any time to get to know everyone, and I also don't know anything about this town. I noticed your hat's quite lovely, and also Captain Shifty has a hat. I was thinking of maybe getting a hat. I also noticed that Aize often wears a little hat, and everyone has something different. So, maybe you can show me around a bit, and we can get to know each other a little bit better.
Yes. We can. I would love to. The top marsh. Maybe we can make it a girls' trip. We'll see if Ren wants to come along. We can go
I would
shopping.
love. Yes, I would love it,
Yes.
Renee. Do you think she's up?
You see Rin stepping out onto the deck.
Ren! Oh my! Good morning.
Morning, Ren.
Morning.
I had promised you some stories about your mom, and I was just talking to Aspen and hoping that maybe we could all get to know each other a little bit better. I seem like we just got whisked away on an adventure and really didn't have time to talk.
Yes, especially with how much we learned about your mother, seems only appropriate.
Yes, and also if this battle is what it sounds like, this would be a good opportunity for us to spend some time before we embark on such a dangerous undertaking.
Try to keep the
And-
world from getting destroyed? Yes.
And
Yes.
we're getting new hats. We're going hat shopping.
Okay, well, why didn't you say that earlier?
I was just kind of don't get mad at me for staring, but I was just kind of like measuring up your face, and I'm just like, she would look so cute in like a little archer's hat, and I know. Do I know a place in town that sells hats?
Yeah, I mean the same place you got Shifty's hat at. We'll say that
Okay.
it is. It's located on the Sharkfin Bridge, which is this very old bridge that cuts across the river. It's a beautiful stone bridge. The architecture itself actually looks like very ancient. But built on top of it are all of these buildings, some of which kind of hang off the side, and there are multiple shops on that bridge. And within there is a haberdashery, Sharkfin haberdashery, sure, that you can go to.
I know the perfect place, and should we give Borg a hat too? I mean, we'll just be a crew, one good-looking crew with all spectacular-looking hats. I think
What a
I'm
great
thinking
idea.
like maybe like a straw hat for Bulric, I don't know.
Something extraordinary.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit ostentatious, maybe. I think it'll go well with his armor.
I think you're right. I think I would like to get something maybe to blend in more, given my background, and perhaps something that will blend in more. We'll see what the haberdashery says.
Yeah.
All right. So Aspen leads the two of you off the ship through the busy docks of Saltmarsh as the day is getting on. You can see the fishermen going out, hear the bells and the cries of sailors out on the water. And going over to this ancient stone bridge, you start to go across one of the, there are a few roads in Saltmarsh that are cobblestone. The kind of the main road that runs through, a lot of it is just dirt. But as you go up onto the bridge, you find yourself on this cobblestone bridge lined with all of these various shops. Off to your right, Aspen, about halfway across the bridge, you can see this small little shop. It's like in a 2-story building, and in just the first floor, very narrow and kind of goes back long. And you see it is just filled floor to ceiling with all sorts of different types of hats. And inside there is a shopkeeper. You see a human shopkeeper with kind of tan skin. He has a really big, like, toothy smile as you enter. Kind of a little portly, but as you come in, he kind of pushes his hair back and looks at you all and says, "Hello and welcome to Sharkfin Haberdashery. Please take a look at my selection. Oh, look at all of you. You look wonderful." And starts leading you into the store and like pointing you at these various hats. What are you all doing in the shop? What are you looking for specifically?
I'm like, after you.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Aspen. You live here.
I'm like going up and down the aisles. I'm like, I have Ren in one arm. I'm just dragging her along with me if she lets me drag her. I'm just like, I pick up a hat. I look at Ren. No, that's not for you. And then I kind of like study her face shape for a second. And then I'm just like, I think this would be for you. And it's like a little, oh man, I don't know what this is called. Okay, it's like I had to look this up. But it's like a cute little archer's hat. It has like something that Robin Hood.
Robin Hood?
Wear. Yeah, like a Robin Hood kind of hat. And it has like the big feather. I'm just like, remember that's not Bert. And I just like sit it on her head, and I'm just like, maybe we should find this in a different color, whatever her color scheme is. I'm just like, yeah, maybe we can do this in whatever your color scheme is. And then I like let her go, and I'll go over to Shinyar, and I will drag her down the next aisle.
Okay, awesome. So, Shenyar, you just see Aspen dragging Rin all around the store, putting hats on Rin. Rin, how are you reacting to this?
Yeah, she's just like very strict. Like I think she's just been on her own with the guys for a while, so it's like, oh, this is interesting. And it's just like she's mixing and matching feathers.
Where is Bert, by the way, who's still a big
yeah,
frog?
I was gonna say, I think she's going to ask the shopkeeper if they have tiny hats.
The shopkeeper looks down. The shopkeeper looks down at the giant dog-sized frog and is kind of like, and then looks up at you.
Certainly, this being seems to be a bit big for a tiny hat, wouldn't you say?
Oh, he'll be smaller later.
All right, if you say so.
He'll go off and find some things. Chenyar, what about you?
So as as Aspen and Ren are kind of like going off to the side, I'm going to go over to the shopkeeper and say, what is your name, good man?
Oh, my name is George.
George, pleasure to meet you. We are part of Captain Shifty Capone's crew. Do you know Captain Shifty?
Captain Shifty, I know there's a fellow who goes around and says Shifty Capone, the real Malone. Surely not that one.
Oh, maybe, yes, that one.
Oh my. Why haven't I heard of this? I would have thought that Galen would have told me of such a thing at the last party. I must speak with him.
Oh, well, I was looking for perhaps a hat to go along with being part of his crew. Could you recommend something?
Oh, a hat. Oh, yes. Oh, right. Aspen, you were buying a hat for Shifty recently, weren't you? I have just the thing. It'll match perfectly.
And he goes back and like digs around, like definitely goes into a section where these are probably like goes into a back section, and you kind of like hear him rustling around like these are hats that are not on display.
I will go follow him.
Oh, okay. So you go through the door.
I don't think you can. I don't think.
And you just see like all these like boxes like with different hats, and he kind of looks over and goes, "Oh, just hold on, just wait out there. I have just a thing where oh, there it is." And he pulls it and opens it up, pulls out this like incredibly ostentatious bright red pirate's hat with a wide brim and a big blooming feather that he grabs from another shelf and plucks it into the hat, and then kind of pushing you out into the main store, furls it out and shows it to you.
I think this will go perfectly with what Aspen got for Shifty. It'll be a perfect match. What do you think?
Do you have a dressing room?
Well, I mean, you could just put it, and he slowly raises it up to the top of your head. I could just put it right on your head now.
Okay.
And drops
Let me go look and see how it appears.
Oh yes, of course. There's a mirror right over there.
Over there? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Nope. And Chenyar goes off to put the hat on.
I look at George and I'm just like, why did you give her that one?
I've been trying to get rid of it forever. Please, Aspen. Just go with it. Please. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Here she comes. Just say it looks good. Oh my goodness, look at how stunning you look. Remarkable.
Wow, you look amazing.
Doesn't she, Aspen? Doesn't she?
Yes. Oh,
It feels a bit big.
No.
Are you sure?
No, it fits
perfect.
perfectly. You are gonna fit
It's
in.
very bright. Do you think Shifty will be upset? I think
I don't think
maybe
so.
it's
No, I
right.
think he might. I think he might like it.
Oh, you
Definitely.
think maybe he wants this hat? Oh, maybe.
No. He would definitely want you to keep the hat.
You look.
You wouldn't be able to see it if he were wearing it. So
Yeah.
if
Are you sure
wear
this
it-
doesn't look odd?
No.
It feels big.
You look very, very beautiful.
It feels very big.
I don't know. I think it is perfect. You look like you fit perfectly on the high seas, wouldn't you all say?
Yes.
It's a little.
I mean, I can't tell that you're not from Saltmarsh.
anyways, I think you should definitely. You just look stunning. That will be 5 gold.
Oh, 5 gold.
Oh yes, it's a deal.
Is it-
It's normally 10 gold.
Oh, cause of Captain Shifty, you're giving me a deal.
That's right. Yes.
Beautiful hat.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Five. I look at Aspen. I look back.
Yes.
Okay, 5 gold.
Perfect. Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you. Oh, this was wonderful. Huh. And what about you then?
Points to you, Rin, with your little hat.
Would you like that?
Yes, and I'm assuming I was given a smaller hat for when Bert is a falcon.
Oh yeah,
And this one too. Just holding it like a little fortune cookie.
Those two together, that will be 5 silver pieces.
5 silver pieces, and this was 5 gold. Oh dear.
Well, you don't understand. That is very fine material. This is more, trust me. The hat that Rin is getting here is a very, utilitarian, right? Just for doing work. Your hat commands attention. It is for someone on the high seas.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, it was wonderful doing business with all of you. Please, if you need anything else, just come and approach me.
Oh, we'll come back for another hat. We have someone else on the crew that needs a hat too. A gentleman. He's very strong and has an eye patch, and maybe you could get a hat like this for him.
Oh, yes, I definitely can. I'll just have to put an order in. Wonderful!
Okay.
And
Okay.
with that, if the 3 of you don't have anything else that you want to do in the hat store, was there anything else you wanted to?
No, not in the hat store.
Not
Yeah.
in the hat store, but as we're leaving, I'll talk a little bit to Aspen as we leave. But
Sure.
we'll stop for now.
Okay. We're gonna cut back over to Aize. Aize, what are you doing on this this downtime here as you have Saltmarsh at your disposal?
First I'll go to Volric.
Mhm.
Are you going? I would say. No, not to talk. But which one is that? Remind me. Is it Council Member Thornwell? That's the commander of the guard, the military officer. I
Is
think
that-
it's Thornwell.
True, Nathan?
No, the military officer of the council for Saltmarsh is Eleander Fireborn.
Ah, Eleander. Sorry, yeah, I see it now. Could you? Well, we can go together, or you can go tell him that we have access to water breathing spells, which enable, in my case, I can cast it as a ritual, which takes 10 minutes, and it would give 10 people water breathing for 24 hours.
A full day.
Yes, so I could theoretically, depending on how many men he has, make his entire force water breathing. Provided that, it's not an insane amount, like 1,000 or something, but, it would take me 10 minutes to cast each time. But say if he has 50 men, that's like an hour.
Hey, Zay, did I ever tell you you're my favorite scholar with a talking book?
I think I am the only scholar you know with a talking book, but I will take it in stride, Bullock. You're my favorite one-eyed curse magnet. And I grab his head and I give him a kiss on each cheek.
Volric, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
From his kisses? I don't mind his kisses. Hold on. God save. Oh, there we go.
It couldn't be from the strength of my hands.
It's gonna just smash my head.
It's something else. We'll just give it a minute.
Here we go.
Oh wow, okay. So Aize, as you do that, and the two of you kind of like pull back, and Volric, you the two of you start kind of laughing jovially as this is occurring. Volric, you suddenly feel this sharp pain course down through your arm and up into your hand, into your left hand, and you take 11 points of necrotic damage as you see these kind of black veins course through your hand, and the hand itself kind of seizes tight. Aize, you see this for a moment, these like black veins coursing through underneath the skin. And
it was
then
just a joke, Aize.
You're still cursed. I can't believe this.
I need this hand.
Well, I think no. What you need is you need to find Chenya and have her remove that crap. I'm sorry, Volric. My brand of magic doesn't help with this.
Yeah, not the time for this.
I thought the lizard men fixed you.
No, they didn't. They just assessed me.
Well, tell you what, I'll go tell the guard captain, and you rest up and wait for Chenyar.
I'll do that.
All right, Aize, so you are going to go find Eleander and inform Eleander of your capabilities.
Yep. We have 3 trips. No need to roleplay Eleander. That's why I kind of did it with Eric.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. He I mean, I'll just say this. He is super interested and absolutely takes you up on your offer and kind of devises a plan on how you can best facilitate that. So,
second trip to Merchants of Joaquin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excellent. So you head to the Merchants of Joaquin and find yourself with
Captain Zendros?
Yes, that's right. Captain Zendros. And what are you doing in there as you walk into the
I walk in and say, Captain Zendros, I'm just checking up on the list that I sent you. You know, to see if any other items came in. Then I contact her telepathically, and I have an urgent message for Farouk.
She smiles and addresses you, and then in your head, oh yes, of course. Tell me the message. What is it?
And I pull out another sheet of paper and I say, I have some new things to order. And I say, it's encrypted here.
She looks down at it. What is she seeing?
Basically all the information on Thursden.
Awesome. Okay. Just in like an encrypted, like a code.
Yeah, librarian code.
Perfect. Okay. Okay. She reads through it, and then in your head goes, "Oh my. I have not heard of this Thursden. Very interesting. I will, of course, I will in my next shipment. When I head back, I will inform Farouk of your findings. Very good to know.
Might want to let him know that we're gonna try to deal with it, but if we fail, might want to contact Vorko and Ikyo to come deal with this.
Yes, indeed. I will definitely let Farouk know. I believe both of them are on some sort of assignment, but they might be able to be pulled off.
I imagine they're busy, but just in case, I believe we have the matter in hand. I'm doing this telepathically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Also, pull out Aspen's money. I need 250 gold pieces worth of components for scroll.
Zendros, Captain Zendros passes over the components, making the exchange as you finish up this telepathic conversation. And she looks at you as the telepathic link is still there, but she looks at you and says out loud, anything else for you, Aize?
Oh no, just anything that shows up on the list that I gave you originally, just let me know.
Yes, of course. I believe that I told you that it will be arriving. It should be here within. Let's see here. Within 5 days or so. I might be able to find a way to expedite that, but.
No. Take your time.
All right.
I still have to collect the money.
Perfect. Just for my own sake, because I don't have it on my note here. Which was the item again that you ordered that was arriving in 5 days?
Ring of Spell Storing.
Ring of Spell Storing. That was it. Thank you. Oh yeah, it says it right there. Okay, my own notes say requested items, and it says it, and I just didn't read it. Thank you.
There's some spells too, like Dimension Door and Sleep, but
Perfect.
I think you could order one at a time. But anyhow, let's move on.
All right. Yeah. What? Anything else?
Going to the hang on 1 second. Sorry guys, just need to remember the name of the pub. Here we go. Going to is it the Hook and Line?
Oh, which one? Are you going to the one that is the kind of Lord's Alliance place, or?
I'm going to the one that's closest to the Diora. Whatever, just go to a pub that's closest.
Empty Net, yep.
Go to the Empty Net, pull up to a table, and said, I've got a long night and a very busy few days ahead of me. I'd like a drink for myself and a drink from my friend.
Perfect. The server grants you the drink, and who is your friend?
Sethrath.
I see.
Yes,
Okay.
I always keep a drink for Sethrath in case he shows up.
So as you sit down with your drink and an empty tankard there at your side, waiting for your friend to hopefully show up, what are you doing in the Empty Net?
Oh no, that's it.
That's
just taking a break before. I'm going to be spending 3 days writing a scroll.
Awesome. Do you pull your materials out on this table in the Empty Net and start going through the transcription process?
Oh yeah, sure. I'll start work.
Cool, awesome. So as we cut away from Aize, we see Aize sitting there in the tavern with all of these parchments out and fine inks and quills, a big tankard of ale, and another big tankard just sitting off to the side in the hopes that maybe Sethrath will show up one day. And with that, let's cut over to Volric. Volric, what would you like to do in your downtime as you, on that first day, finish up with Aize and your hand clenching tight from that sudden surge of pain, something afflicting you?
So is it still in that same state?
No, it fades. You do notice, though, as Aize walks away and the pain fades, you feel something wet on your cheek underneath your eye patch.
I look.
As you touch it, it's rather thick and viscous, and as you pull away and look, you see this kind of thick black ichor on the tips of your fingers.
That's disgusting and concerning. I wipe it off with my handkerchief.
Okay.
Well, I say to myself, hopefully the Isle of Dread can wait a bit longer before it claims me, because I have work to do.
All right.
I'm going to make my way over to Anders' office.
Perfect.
Assuming he's there, or if not, I'll try and set up a meeting with him.
Yeah, so you head to the council to arrange a meeting, and you're informed that he's actually at his home, which you would know where that is. The clerk doesn't give you like the exact location, but you do know where or at least where the family used to live, the Solmore family used to live. So you're welcome to go try there, or you can wait until tomorrow when Anders will be in.
I'll try his home, and I'm going to swing by either a bar or haberdashery and get myself a expensive bottle of rum.
Okay, perfect. You can easily swing by. You can swing by Galen's distillery and find a very nice bottle of rum. Are you trying to get a nice bottle of rum or just some kind of...
No, a nice one. I want to spend some money.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, mark off 10 gold as you buy some Prime Water rum, I believe is... Yeah, Prime Water rum. So you pull that off and have a bottle of rum.
Yeah. So
Oh, actually, what's interesting is though, sorry, just a point of order. The rum is not Prime Water rum, but it is. It looks to be imported from Cholt, but Galen Prime Water is selling it on his shelves. Anyway, so as you pull that off the shelf, get the rum, and you're gonna head over to the Solmore Manor. Okay. So Volric, as you approach the Solmore Manor, you find this very large, wide building that has kind of smaller buildings off the side. They look to be like little smaller living quarters, and you can see there are people moving about this kind of manor, you know, doing yard work and things. Seem to be folks that have been hired to take care of the house, and heading up to these big wide wooden steps to a beautiful wide wooden double door with carvings of ships and waves on the front of it. Knocking on the door, you are greeted by an older gentleman, which you would actually, I think at first it takes you a moment to recognize them, but this is the this gentleman has kind of been the butler of the Solmore Manor for years, like since you were started here. And this older gentleman goes by the name of Scarin. Scarin kind of bows to you and doesn't seem to recognize you and just says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Scarin, just because I'm missing an eye doesn't mean it's not your same old friend Volric.
Oh, oh, Volric! Oh my word! Oh yes, I heard Anders speaking of you. Good to see you. Yes, please come in.
It's just good to see someone else in this town that's older than me.
Of course, yeah.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing quite well, thank you.
And as you enter in, you can you see Scarin kind of leading you in. He has like, you know, relatively simple but nice dark clothing on, with like a white button-up shirt underneath. He has sort of like rough hands that are very like old, very worn, and like he's been doing lots of work his whole life. Kind of a longer face with almost some pronounced jowls forming, and a larger nose with hair that's kind of slicked back, a bit thin and gray. But he looks you over and gives you a hug, a bit stiff, but like a little awkward, not used to this, and then lets you into the home. He leads you into like a living quarters.
I'll go get Anders for you,
and exits the room. You find yourself in a beautiful, like, dark wood paneled, like, kind of parlor. There are bookshelves filled with various books. There appears to be a cabinet, a glass cabinet with various liquor bottles and things of that sort. After a bit of time, you hear some kind of thumping down the stairs, some feet running up to the door and then kind of stopping for a moment, and then the door opens as Anders kind of comes in, adjusting himself. Volric! Hi! Good to see you. As the kind of skinny, gawky Anders comes in, gives you a shake, gestures to the big, overstuffed couch. Please, let's sit down, make yourself comfortable. You want anything to drink?
No, actually, I brought something for you.
Oh, takes it. Oh, oh wow! I know that Galen spent quite a bit to get this all the way from Schultz. Thank you. Takes it over. I'll pour us a couple glasses and gets that going. Sits down. What can I do for you?
Well, to cut right to the chase, since we only have a matter of days before we go on the assault on the Sahagan fortress, I want to talk to you about an extension of the rewards that our group could possibly look forward to if we're successful. I suppose if we're not successful, no one gets any rewards.
Yeah.
but it's not money. And going back with the background I had with your mother and how long I was here before, I do care about Saltmarsh and his people, and I particularly care about a couple in my group that are very passionate about Saltmarsh, Aspen and Shifty. So what do you know about the Lord's Alliance and their interests, or how do I put it? What is at stake do the Lord's Alliance have when it comes to smuggling? Because I do know that that's a big part of the economy of this town.
Yes, it's complicated. A lot of folks here are kind of holding on to that, and to be honest, I mean, it is going under the folks we've allied ourselves with. The Lord's Alliance are trying to make Saltmarsh a better place. I can see how it can grow, Volric. I see the potential here. We could be on route to becoming another Waterdeep. Could you imagine that? I mean, we have a big enough harbor and we could expand it. We have the fishing stock. We have the resources from the mine coming down the river. Once that gets built, that canal gets built, can you imagine the amount of wealth that would come through here? But I also know that everybody's scared. Everybody that's been here has been living a life the same way for generations, and they're scared of losing that. They're scared of losing their way of living. I mean, we've all you haven't been around for quite some years, but we've all seen what's happened to Thornhold. I mean, if you don't know, Thornhold kind of the entire fishing industry there essentially died out because the folks there really got into alchemy and they pushed that really hard and polluted all the waters down there. And everyone there that was a fisherman lost their livelihood. A lot of people got displaced or ended up in squalor. So, but I don't want that to happen. I'm trying to avoid that. Monastrad is really hard to work with. Sometimes she's sometimes one-track minded, but as for the smugglers, I Volric, it's hard because it is illegal. I mean, it's but they have good intentions. I mean, all of the smugglers that we've worked with over the years, they're taking things to places that are in need, that need things that can't be got legally. That's been our primary focus for smugglers here. Going into war-torn areas, going into places where there's refugee crises or there's unfair laws in place on items. So
this may just inspire some ideas, but I would expect things would not be allowed to be just the same. But you do have a wealth of talented smugglers that have been here, and they've been feeding the economy for quite some time, as well as probably doing some good in the side. Perfect example would be Shifty and Aspen as a native here. So what do you think about something along the lines of a guild that is approved? Perhaps there's a small tariff, and perhaps they can only smuggle certain items, but they should be a fair amount of items, not something so strangling that it's a joke. But it seems to me like there'd be space for them. And I'll be frank. There's a very good chance that if we fail, not only will Saltmarsh be done for, but perhaps a good deal of, if not all of this world. Who else is going to lead this?
Wow.
Who else, Anders? This is Shifty's boat. This is Shifty's life. It's Aspen. I'm here for the Saltmarsh people as well. None of this matters. I'm sure it does matter.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think this that you're onto something. I think this is a good idea. It's just going to be hard to sell the Lord's Alliance on sanctioned smuggling.
Well, so what I would like to propose, Anders, because I'm not a smuggler, this is not my town, and I don't want to speak for my friends, but I would like for you to set up in a very positive and beneficial way a meeting with Shifty, Aspen, whoever they wish to bring from their connections, and have a discussion. But I want this discussion to happen before we go. I want something in writing before we go, if that's possible.
I can do that. I can do that. I have a bit of sway. I hate to invoke my mother's name, but I can, and it holds a lot of weight. And I can do that for you, Volric, and for Aspen and Shifty. I mean, the two of them. Wow, what they've done recently with all of you, and all of you really have really stepped up and shown yourselves to be remarkable. So I'll do that. I'll arrange a meeting, and maybe the four of us can meet ahead of time and discuss a strategy of what to present, so that it's clear and concise.
That would be excellent. I will speak with them.
Volric, make another Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh no, I'm gonna die before the conversation's over. There you go. Okay, should roll better than a 10 because I got all kinds of proficiency. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, an 8.
Oh my goodness.
With my dying breath.
That is another. Oh, sorry, I rolled that hidden from all of you, unless you saw it. I rolled another 11 points of necrotic damage.
Oh. Okay.
Volric, another mid-sentence, another shooting pain courses through that same arm up into your hand. It clenches tight. You see the veins turning black, and you start to feel a thick liquid starting to pool underneath your eye patch.
It's much appreciated, Anders. Ah!
Oh,
Yeah. I'm having a moment. Excuse me.
are you, Volric? Are you okay? What's wrong?
Aside from a slowly declining, receding hairline, I'm also cursed.
I could see you don't look well, but Mom always did say you would make jokes in some of the most strange moments. Geez, what? He kind of gestures towards your hand. May I see? Kind of looks at it as the veins slowly start to recede back into their normal form. Jeez, what is this? Is this from what happened with the lizard folk? With that thing you all faced, that weird monster?
It was a bit of a catalyst, but what was explained to me that does make some sense. I did die earlier. Who doesn't? Well, back in a place called the Isle of Dread, and apparently there is a bit of an ownership to my soul, or a callback that this island had. But I left it anyway. Sucked an eye out of my head, and I don't know what else is happening now. I was hoping I could finish this mission at least before that advances.
Have you so it's not it wasn't fixed then at the lizard folk lair. It's clearly I don't mean to be presumptuous, but I mean you're you're dripping something awful onto my couch, but it's okay. I'm trying to make a joke like you were, but I do know someone in town I could introduce you to that maybe he's an amazing healer.
Well, I've had access to some that have tried to turn this, but sure. But
If
please
you want.
prioritize that meeting, though.
Oh, of course. I'll go speak to I'll speak to Farron at the Grove of Sylvanas and see if he would see you.
Sorry about your couch.
It's fine. It's fine, Volric. Really, you don't have to apologize.
Okay.
I'll get the meeting going. I'll talk with Farron. Please come find me when you inform the others. You can always come by here. You're always welcome. Anything else I can do for you before you hopefully don't fall apart on my couch?
No, but you never know what happens from one day to the next. And I just want to say that your mother was a wonderful person, and I miss her very much.
Thank you. I do too. Thank you.
Thank you for your help, Anders.
Of course. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And he leads you out. As Volric steps out into the light of the day, with the various other companions running about town doing their errands, shopping for magic items and hats and favors, we are going to go on break since we're at about 7:30 here, and we will resume this afterwards. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in there. Hope to see you soon. Anybody have any plugs anything they want to plug, anything they want to say before we go on break? Oh, Volric, you are muted.
I just want to mention that whoever is popping in and seeing us for the first time, this is our new schedule. So we are honored to be following Brothers Murph and their awesome show every Monday now, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time. So please look for us.
Yes, thank you for that. I will also say that you can get updates from us. We have a Facebook page, Dress to Quest. You can also find us on YouTube, where we will upload, our VODs afterwards. Also Dress to Quest. Then, of course, you can watch us here live on Gen Con, which is amazing, and we love having you here. And we do our best to interact with you and chat when you say things. All right, we'll be back shortly. See you soon. So, welcome back to Dress to Quest. Thank you again for joining us. We're going to jump right back in here, not dilly-dally too much. I did really quickly want to plug my other show that I DM for. We are called Story Reckless, and normally we stream on Mondays, but we are switching to Wednesday nights. So we will be streaming now on Wednesday nights at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So if you enjoy my face, I guess, you can go over there. All right. Oh, well, thanks. It doesn't always look like this, though. I don't always have my best makeup on. All right. So, with that, let's jump right back in. Let us cut over... Let's cut over to Aspen and Chenyar. I believe that Chenyar, you wanted to have a private conversation with Aspen. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. So,
As we're
yeah, go ahead.
as we're looking at the hats and going from the shops, she's going to lean over to Aspen, and she's going to say, I didn't know, really, until just now, the situation for me and my understanding of what you have in connection with your past. I don't want to alarm you, but I think you're one of the reasons I'm here.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I have missions from my God that I need to accomplish. And something you said earlier about everyone knows that I forget how you said it, how you left your other realm.
My home.
Yes. It seems to me that that was a painful experience.
Yeah, it was. I got my wings. They were ripped from me.
Ripped from you?
Yes. I can no longer fly. I have the scars on my back. And every now and again, that pain that I feel, sort of like phantom limb. I can feel my wings wanting to flutter when the air passes through them, but they're not there.
There are 3 quests that I must fulfill. That I think you are a part of them.
Me?
Well, I didn't want to alarm you, and I honestly did not know which quest you were for me. But as I stepped off the boat and when we were in the with the Sagawagan in their lair, it happened again. I had a vision of you. My God has shown me your face twice now. I was a little bit hesitant to tell you because I did not want to alarm you since we did not really know each other, and I felt that perhaps it would be best for me to get to know you a little bit better, so that I could understand what my God wishes from me.
And do tell, what does your God want with me?
Well, I believe that you are the quest that I am to help you release this pain.
So, and what pain would that be? Physical pain, emotional?
I do not have that information, unfortunately. I only have what my God presents to me in visions. And for you, I believe it is my path to help you with the pain that you endure.
And
As
how would you help me?
I don't know yet. I'm going to have to figure that out. But I wanted you to know, because I felt that perhaps your knowing this and your understanding of how important it is for me to help you, you will perhaps open yourself up to others to help you in some ways. I am not a stranger to pain. It is the reason why I am in winter, and I will bear this pain forever.
I just look at her. Are we like in the middle of the street?
Where do you imagine you are, Chenyar, in this moment that you're having this conversation? Because you were kind of leading it.
So I would imagine that this is when Ren is distracted and she's maybe looking through some shops and she's run maybe a little bit ahead of us. And I'm kind of like walking side by side with
Cool.
Aspen, maybe even sort of come up and loop my arm to hers and tell her, like, I don't want to alarm you.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So
I
you
want to-
basically are kind of doing that classic scene in a movie where Rin is up ahead looking at some window in some shop, and the two of you have kind of peeled off and are pretending to look in the window of like another shop while Rin is off distracted.
Correct.
Yeah. And it is like, it's relatively busy. It's like approaching midday, so there's a lot of people just kind of moving about doing their business. Nobody's paying attention to you, but
They're looking at the hat.
yeah, you do catch some sidelong glances at the hat. Yeah.
I'm just I look at her, look Shinyar straight in the face. I don't open myself up easily to other people. Before you arrived, this group that we formed, except for Ren, she's a sweetheart, but the others, I wasn't very fond of them. But I will admit, I admire their talents. And I think going on this quest that we are about to set sail on, maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to open myself up to others, as you say. I'm a little bit curious. I mean, honestly, I'm at a loss for words, and I'm not one really to be at a loss of words, but how do you want me to take this?
I don't want you to take it in any way other than being upfront and honest. I'm here because my God saw something that you needed. And therefore, I'm letting you know this.
You see, this is in direct conflict of what I know. The town called me the mistress of secrets. It's what I do. I trade and I barter secrets. I know things, and being open is not something I'm accustomed to. And now you stand here before me being open, and I don't know how to handle this. I mean, I can tell you whatever you want to know, but this pain that you're looking for, I don't. I don't know what you want me to do, Shinyar.
Don't do anything. Just know that I am here to help you. And I think the friends that you have made are also here to help you. You may not realize it yet, but you will. And when you do, you'll be ready then. And perhaps that's when you'll be able to let go of this pain.
You hear footsteps kind of excitedly approaching, and you see Rin coming up the street towards you with something in her hand. Rin?
All right, time for me to break the mood.
I'm sorry. Can I just say something real quick, Rin?
Yeah,
Go
just
ahead.
before.
As I hear her coming, I'll unloop my arm from Shinyar, and I'll turn the opposite way because I'm gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
This seems like, and I'll say to her, this seems like an in-depth conversation that the two of us need to have in a more private setting.
Yes.
We can talk more on the Diora, and I'll walk away.
Okay. As
Oh, Ren.
Oh, wait, and as Aspen is kind of like going off in her own place, it's like she just kind of hands off this little thing. I'll describe it in a second, and it just runs over to Chenyar and hands over what looks like a little woven brown and red bracelet. It's essentially a friendship bracelet. It looks like a little little bracelet you get from camp. It's
and
like, oh.
Do you give that to both of them?
Yeah, just like at just one after that she's as just approaching.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Shinyar's like, and her face, like, normally is very pale and blue. Just tiny bit of pink shows through. And she puts the bracelet on, but then it goes back to being pale and blue again.
Yeah, I think for me, with that serious face that I had talking with Shinyar, immediately shifts, and I'm like just smiling at Ren, shaking my head.
Amazing.
You won't believe there's a vendor. They're selling for really cheap.
I have to go to the wizard. I have to go to Keladax. I'll be back later.
See you later, Aspen.
Later.
Ren, let's talk. I promised you some really interesting stories, and I had one especially in mind that I thought you would find amusing. I don't know how much you know about your mom and the group that we traveled with. There was 5 of us all together. There was a druid halfling. His name was Theron, and there was 2 others that we traveled with. Actually, your mom wasn't the only bowman in our group. We also had Herik, which was a very talented ranger. Your mom was more the stealthy type. She was able to, how to put this, get us into places where maybe we needed to be very quiet and sneaky. And then there was Egor. Egor was an interesting character in his own, but there was one story I was just remembering when we first met up. Fenric,
I'm sorry, Herrick?
Hmm?
What was his last name?
Oh, Herrick, you said?
The archer.
Trying to remember. It's been so long. Why do you ask?
His name wasn't Swiftbow, was it?
I think it was. Why? Wait.
Kenyar, my full name is Rin Swiftbow.
Herrick?
Are you
And
telling
your
my...
mom? Renly and...
But he makes bows. He made my bow, but he doesn't... my...
That could be.
He
I
never...
mean, after we split up, I'm not sure what happened with Renly and the rest of the gang. That's interesting. That would explain a lot. Well, I was going to tell you a very funny story. Theron, when we first met Theron, he basically was a very interesting halfling. He had this bulgy kind of eye that he squinted out of, but unfortunately had a very odd tick. And when we first started out, he we went to this tavern over in Baldur's Gate. It was along our trail. We were actually delivering some goods. We had to do an escort. And unfortunately, Theron, with this nervous tick that he had where he would squint a little bit, well, he went over to the bar and was getting us our drinks. And it was kind of interesting because Renly and I both at the same time saw it. He was doing the nervous little tick that he had with his eye, and there was this half-orc female on the other side of the bar that started to wink back at Theron. And at first, Theron was a little awkward, but then she started to come over to him and wanted to buy him several drinks. And the thing about Theron was that when he got nervous, the tick happened even more. So he kept going to the half-orc lady, and which she felt that was kind of a sign. So, of course, Theron didn't really know what to do, and before we knew what was happening, he was whisked away. We found out in the morning. Theron said that he didn't realize how exciting half-orc women were. So that was kind of interesting at the time. And since then, of course, he started to wear like a patch when we went into taverns after that. It kind of reminds me of Ulrich when he wears the patch. I think of Theron and what happened with that lovely half-orc female that changed his life. Anyway. Oh, yes. It was somewhat of an amusing story, but I'm still a little surprised about Herrick and Renly.
Of course, my mother told me stories of probably you, of the places she saw, the people she met, but she never mentioned my father. I thought my father loved her too much to disapprove of it, but he hardly was happy for me when I wanted to leave home for this.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry, we want to go over memories, but I'm just realizing I've been lied to, or at least omitted from the truth.
Was your father dark-haired and very tan in his skin color? Oh, was he upset about your mom's adventuring? And that's why he maybe perhaps was upset for you? Erica, who was very jovial and talkative. Sounds so different.
Sounds really funny to hear. He is a man of few words. My mother, we spent our days in a elven village just enough away from everyone else that they were content. And sometimes we would open up our home for traveling adventures. That's where I get this from. That's where I feel the bond for everyone, because I feel like I'm seeing what my mom experienced and the guests we had in our home. And my father, I saw him as tolerating for my mother's sake. Could hardly imagine him going out in the world on his own accord.
He was very different, my dear, back then. He was very focused on whatever task at hand we had, whatever assignment that we took on. It wasn't always easy. Perhaps there's more to it than you and I realize. I would love to share more stories about your mother and your father with you. Now that we know. Yes, they were both adventurers, and I was in their party. Did your mom mention Q?
Q.
Q?
Are you Q?
I'm Q.
Well, she didn't admit
Q for short.
Q ball.
Oh, pretty much. Oh. Well, as much as I like this, it's a bit heavy.
Well,
what do you say we give it to What do you say we give this to the orc on the ship? You think he'd like it?
I think he would like it very much. May I ask one question? We can go over stories another time, but I left home not too long after I lost my mom. And I know she stopped for a reason, but did she seem happy in this?
Yes, very happy. We had lots of crazy and dangerous adventures together. And your mom loved every moment of it. She made a lot of friends, and we did lose some friends. But adventuring changes your life, little one. And you are so much like your mother. Yes, she loved it. And we loved her. How about we get back to the ship?
Oh, yes, we gotta get that orc that hat.
This is very, very heavy. Definitely for the orc.
Yes.
And as the two of you walk back to the ship, eventually getting aboard, Chenyar, you pass the hat off to Gog, who is very enthusiastic about it.
And it looks great on him.
It does indeed. Let's go back to the group as a whole as the days start to move on, finishing up this first day.
Deanne,
yeah.
do I see Volric? Has Volric returned yet?
Yeah, so that evening on that first day, Volric comes back. I don't know if there'd be anything obvious showing. So Volric, it's kind of whether or not Volric you decide to let the group know or let Chenyar know what's happening. Oh, you're muted, Volric. There you go.
No, so he wants people to stay on task with what we have coming up, and then he does have that potential meeting with that priest.
Okay. Then yeah, you don't notice anything, Chenyar, because these seem to be it's like a flare that happens and then it subsides, so you don't notice anything. Volric still looks the same. So as the first day concludes, before we continue moving forward, is there we've gone through every player now. You've kind of all done something downtime related, but is there Aspen, would you like to do something?
I want to go to Keladact and see if he wants to trade a favor for a favor.
Okay. All right, awesome. So you head this will be on the same day. You head over from the Sharkfin Bridge and all the shops there. You start heading south towards Keladec's tower, and arriving at the base of the tower, what do you do?
Keladect, yeah, I'm back. I don't know if you heard news around town, but we're gearing up for a very, very bad battle. And if you have anything that my group and I can use in our favor, I will owe you one.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a persuasion roll for me.
Rolling that one.
Oh man, I'm so sorry.
With the plus, that's terrible. Okay.
You still got a 10. That's awesome. But yeah, it is a nat 1, and it is a 10. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. I'm trying to remember how this happened last time. I believe he talked.
I called his name.
Yeah, and then
I called
he
his
talked
name
to
and
you.
he talked in my head.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So there's a good long pause, and then you hear his voice come into your head. Favor for a favor. How about the favor now? Perhaps you go into your little space that your employer has under the empty net. And why don't you get something for me? I saw some interesting things down there. I don't care how you get it. You can buy it yourself or whatever you would like. But bring it to me. Then maybe we talk.
Fine. Is it anything you want in particular?
Well, yes, of course. I just need to find the thing. Here it is. Going through my mind palace, trying to find exactly what it is that they want. Well, yes. That's right. Here we go. Right. I tell you, trying to understand the description from an imp is sometimes quite difficult. Alright, this is what I would like. I saw a very interesting bottle within your employer's secret chamber. I believe it is some wyvern poison. I would very much like to get my hands on that. It was in a black bottle wrapped in red leather, red scaly leather. It has a red wax topper on it, and it was on the middle shelf in the middle cabinet.
you can get that for me, then we talk.
Sure. Just roll my eyes. Are you sending that annoying little whatever that thing was last time?
I could if you'd like, but you would never
no,
know.
No. I just wanted to know, just to make sure you weren't going to continue to. Anyway, I'll be going, and I'll just like roll my eyes again and just walk away.
Okay.
And I'll at some point I'll get that thing.
Okay. How are you planning to get it?
I think I would ask Larissa if they have any magic items again. I think that's what I asked her last time.
If they have any magic items?
Yeah, like
Okay.
scrolls or anything.
Okay. So asking her about it. What'd you buy last time? You bought a scroll, right?
Of grease. Yeah.
That's right. The only magic item she has available right now is a potion of diminution. So a shrinking potion. And that is 1,000 gold.
I just asked, can I look around? You don't mind, darling, do you?
No, of course not. Please, just, let me know what you like.
Okay.
And she goes back to working at her desk in this underground chamber that you find yourselves in with the like vaulted stone ceilings and that strange wall of water there that looks out into the harbor.
I kind of like just walk around the room slowly, going towards exactly where he said this thing will be.
Okay.
But I'm just like looking at other things, making it trying not to be suspicious.
Okay. Okay.
And I'll grab it, and I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Oh, you must not like someone very much. That is wyvern poison. Are you interested? I didn't know you were such a big spender. That's one of our most expensive items, Aspen. 1,200 gold.
That is a lot. Can we please work out a deal? I don't have that much right now.
What kind of deal are we speaking about? You know I run the business, Aspen. I do like you quite a lot, as you know.
I know. I mean, if you give me time, we can work out some sort of payment plan. I can give you a down payment today, and hopefully, when I come back from this trip, I can give you the rest.
Make another persuasion roll for me.
I'm scared now. Okay.
There you go.
For you, Aspen, of course, we can do a payment plan. Tell you what.
I'm not good at math on the fly, so but let me see here. What is that? Yeah, okay.
How about 200 gold a month? Pay it off in 6 months?
I mean, well, I guess I can't do that since I'm not working here right now. I was gonna say you can take it out of my payments, but yeah, that seems doable.
All right,
Okay.
yes, I can. I don't know if it will quite add up. I will be coming to look for you.
You know where I live.
I know I do. I won't, because you're you, I won't be charging interest on this. Just make sure you pay me back. Please, Aspen, don't make... I don't want to regret this.
You are not gonna regret this. Okay?
Okay. I trust you.
I give her a hug,
She hugs
and
you
I
back.
just run off. I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. And
Okay, yes, make sure you close up properly. I don't want the Lord's Alliance finding out.
As you go running upstairs. Okay, so you have a bottle of wyvern poison. Mark off 200 gold, and this is a payment plan, 6 months, 200 gold a month.
Okay.
What would you like to do next?
yeah, I'm gonna take it back to Keladax. Here you go. Do you have anything that would be of use to us?
Well, I really didn't think you were going to be doing this remarkable. Isn't this incredible, Fred? And you hear right next to your ear and actually feel something like land on your shoulder. Yeah, boss, you should have seen it. She was like incredible. That was amazing. I got in there too again, and I saw more. Again, you hear Kaladek going, "All right, that's enough, Vikun. Just please be quiet now." All right, what is it exactly you would like? I have some things I could offer, but especially after you bringing me this. Oh, please hold the potion bottle up for a moment. You feel it get ripped out of your hands, and you see an invisible potion bottle go flying up the tower and then through a window. And you can continue to hear the voice in your head. So, what exactly would you like from me?
If you have anything pertaining to firepower, something that can help, like an area of effect spell, or maybe to help my wizard friend, a water breathing scroll.
You're looking
Something
for
along-
a spell scroll. Let
Yeah.
me see what I have on hand.
Something that's gonna last longer than an hour.
Yes, of course. Your wizard friend. That's that Aize fellow, correct?
Yeah, yes. You've heard of him.
What are you talking about? It's me, Kaladek, the spooky wizard in the tower that knows everything.
Mm.
Let's see. I do have some. I have one scroll here, very powerful. Let's see what it is. I
how
do
you-
have a control water scroll if you would like that. I would be willing to part with it.
Anything else? I think he already has that spell, so that's not gonna be of use to me.
Well, I do have this, and this is my last 4th level scroll that I have in my tower that I'd be willing to part with. I have an Ice Storm scroll.
That sounds like more my speed. I'll take that.
Alright, very well. And, this is very powerful. You did do a favor for me, which I much appreciate, but, I'm going to need just a little bit more. So I will be calling on you for another favor. Understood?
Sure. If I answer, well, we'll leave that up.
All right.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
before we complete this transaction, I have a little thing for you to sign first. And you hear the flapping of wings, and then the imp appears in front of you with a little tiny piece of parchment that he. Hey, all right. I just need you to sign this here, and we'll be all good. And then this just makes sure, if you read through here, see, you can read it, right? And you look, and the text is super, super tiny. He goes, if you sign this here, then, Kaladek gets to get the favor from you for doing this thing, right? We're all
Does
good,
it say
right?
one favor? Is it like just one favor?
Make an investigation roll for me.
Okay. 18.
It stipulates that he will be coming. That it will require. It will require one favor to acquire something for him that can be to his own discretion, and it will also. It also stipulates that there will be an additional smaller favor to have dinner with him at some point.
That's not bad. All right, I'll sign it.
Okay, as you sign it, the ink flares with a
bright flash of red, and the scroll itself kind of rolls up quickly into the imp's hand, who kind of catches it and goes, "Oh, whoa, that's always fun. All right, here you go." And he pulls out a scroll from seemingly nowhere and hands it to you, and then disappears and flies away. All right, well then, I'll be calling on you for that favor sometime soon.
All right, get off my shoulder. I just like flick them
Hey,
off.
whoa.
and
All right.
run away again.
Okay, you have a scroll of Ice Storm. Fourth level spell.
I'm gonna give it to Aize.
Okay, so later that day, you find Aize at the Empty Net, currently transcribing a scroll for you, I believe. And Aize, Aspen passes over to you this spell scroll of Ice Storm.
I glance up. I said, "What's this?"
Ice Storm, I think this will benefit you well. I mean, I won't get much use of it. I mean, it's a scroll. I can use it, but I think you would benefit more from this.
You're giving me an ice storm scroll?
Yeah, you can copy it into your book, right? Oh, are you crying?
I find you detestable and untrustworthy, and you give me this. I'm so ashamed.
Well,
Any idea how hard it is to get a fourth order spell? Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's call this a sign of good faith. We're both arcane users, and everything you know, I can learn so much from you.
I will be more than happy to share with you, my dear. This is wonderful. Oh, I can't wait. Well, I can't transcribe it yet. I'm working on your scroll right now.
Thank you. Is this for someone?
That's for Sethwith. I'll order another one for if you want to sit under.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Do you mind if I sit next to you? I have to write something out myself.
Oh no! By all means, please. Me tabla, me two tabla.
I'll sit right next to him and I'll start writing out a letter.
And I'll throw a waiter.
Yeah, a waiter.
That's all I want.
Well, so whatever she wants.
Yeah, you see a halfling with kind of messy brown hair and gray eyes show up and go, "Oh, okay, Aspen."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, bring me my regular.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this Tani or
this is Raffin.
Raffin?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Raffin runs back and brings you your usual. Aize. Oh, are you? I saw the weapon go up.
I'll sip on a drink and then I'll continue to transcribe the alter self spell for Aspen.
Amazing.
I think I would need to roll to add the Ice Storm to my spell book.
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
Is there a way I can help him?
What is the roll you have to make?
Oh, jeepers.
Is it an Arcana roll or something? Like a skill check?
1 sec.
Okay. That may be something we resolve next episode, because we do have a little bit, only 40 minutes left, so we'll get back to that. But if it is a skill check, then yes, Aspen, you could absolutely aid. So as the evening comes to a close, and we go to the following day, Volric, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw for me as you are drifting off into sleep.
And I will famously fail it again.
I mean, I hope so.
I do. All right, see. I would have, by the way, I have Healing Word and Second Wind, so I would have been using those, not walking around with 22 hit points missing.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, saving throw.
Yes.
I know. You know, I have a +6, right? That's amazing.
I know you have a +6. It's my birthday. This is very exciting. Okay. Volric, as you are apparently coughing in real life, we drifting off into sleep. You start to see flashes of a familiar jungle and hear the incessant sound of insects filling your ears. You feel the heat and humidity pressing in on you. And as you slosh through the mud and the muck, knowing that your companions are behind you, you suddenly have this sense of being alone, and as you turn and look, all of your companions are gone. You feel something pulling at your boot. Do you look down?
Yes, in my dream I do.
You look down and you can see as Sethreth is grabbing onto your boot, his face filled with fear as he's being pulled into the mud and the muck. And it fills his mouth before he can let loose a scream. As you try to grab onto his hand, it just slips out of your grasp, and you look and see that your hand is gone. You turn and hear another gurgling and see Aspen being pulled into the muck. Or not Aspen, sorry. You see Diora from your past. You see Rin trying to scramble up a tree, and the tree itself seems to peel open and grab onto her as she lets out a frightened scream and pulled into the tree and consumed. All of your companions, one by one, Aize being wrapped up in vines, whipped up into the canopy with a frightened gurgle and disappears. And you can see as you try to run for them, you feel yourself stumble and fall and see that your foot is missing. And as you go to reach for your foot, you watch as your leg itself withers and disappears. And as you hold your other remaining hand up, you watch as it turns into a black withered form and crumbles before you. You shoot up from your sleep in extreme pain as you take another 11 points of necrotic damage. And as you open your eyes, clearing from the tears that have formed in your one good eye, and you can see that black ichor dripping onto the sheets.
Ugh.
Your hand doesn't touch your face. You look down, your hand, you watch before your eyes as it's turning into a withered stump and disappears, leaving behind just a stump.
It's my right hand?
I believe I said left hand when I started. Yeah, left hand.
There.
What do you do, Volric?
This is a problem. I'll throw on some clothes and make my way over to Chenyar.
Okay. Get your clothes on, stumble through the creaking hull of the ship, and find yourself at Chenyar's door. Slamming on the door, Chenyar, you are awoken by somebody slamming on your door. What do you do?
Jump up.
Jump up? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to...
I open the door slightly.
Okay.
And as I do, you see my sword.
Mm-hmm.
Volric. What's going on?
Need to chat with you for a moment.
Certainly. Come in. You look like you're in intense pain. What is wrong with your hand?
Well, I don't seem to have one anymore.
Man, sit down. So Chinyar is going to take a look. And do I see any of the black coming down his face?
You do. You see it trickling down off of his cheek and onto his bed clothing.
Okay.
Right about your couch.
I'm going to rub my hands together. I'm going to say something in Sylvan that you don't know. And I'm going to grab a hold of his shoulders, and I'm going to cast Remove Curse.
Okay.
Looking straight at his eyes as I do it.
Okay. As you release the energy into Volric, Chenyar, you suddenly feel something push back, and you feel a pain coursing up into your arm. And that, Volric, you start to feel the pain as well. And you see that black ichor start to pouring out of the underneath the eye patch more
I cast
frequently.
it again.
Do I see her?
Cast it again.
Chenyar, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you're trying to cast this spell on Volric.
Okay. 20.
20. You resist whatever is trying to push back against you, and you start to feel that pain curling up your arm, but you stand fast and push back, and the pain subsides. However, the spell does not take hold. Whatever this is, this should work. This is Remove Curse. You've done this before. You know how it works. You know it should just remove whatever is inside of Ulrich causing him this pain. But whatever's in there, it is more powerful than a Remove Curse spell can handle.
I've tried more than a few clerics. Chenyar, I was just desperate, as you can see.
I think we might need a more powerful cleric.
Yeah, do we have time for that?
Yes, because you need to be in your best form for us to win this battle.
Or at least have two hands.
Yes. And enough with the chivalry and mad, I don't know, you fighters, you all are the same, thinking that you can just take on anything. Let's go. We gotta find ourselves a better cleric. Come now. No argument.
All right, Chenyar, you pull Volric out of the room. Where are you headed?
I'm going to head, I'm going to head to Aspen's room, and I'm going to knock on Aspen's door and wake her up. Aspen? I'm so sorry to disturb you, my dear. I'm so sorry to disturb you. Volric is being an ass. He's got a very serious condition. I know.
I heard that.
That's not why I woke you. I woke you because we need a very powerful cleric, and since you're from here, I figured you'd probably be the best one to know where we can find one.
Yeah. Oh, why? What's wrong with it? Oh.
Look at him. He's lost his.
What happened to your hand?
I tried to remove curse, and it didn't even work. We need a very powerful cleric.
Oh no! Can you just, Borg, do me a favor? Just step back into the hallway. I don't want you dripping in my room.
Sorry about your couch. I stepped back.
Don't get any of that on you. Don't get any of that on you.
Yeah, we can take him to Nathan.
There's a few places maybe that you could try. There's the Temple of Valkyr, which the cleric there isn't a cleric there. He's pretty powerful as far as you can tell. So you could try that. There is also the Sea Grove of Sylvanas, which you know that the druid that tends to that grove does have a reputation for being an incredibly skilled healer. So you could try either of those. And you do know that the cleric in the Temple of Valkyr has been known to raise people from the dead, so they are at least that powerful, if that kind of puts it into perspective.
Okay. Let's try the temple first. And then if the temple doesn't work out, we can go to the druid. The who? Can you repeat that one more time for me, Nathan?
Yeah, so the druid in the Sea Grove of Sylvanas is a halfling by the name of Farron.
Farron. Okay. If the temple doesn't work out, we can go to Farron. He's a very skillful druid.
Farron?
He is. Yeah. I'm sorry. Do you know Farron? We don't have time. Let me get dressed real quick.
Let's go first to the cleric, and then we'll go to the druid. If we don't get either way, we should. Druid.
Are you okay?
He's a halfling druid, you said?
Yeah, Farron.
Hmm.
Well, the intensity Aspen lately is grown, and I feel the pull of the island wanting me back, but that's a little bit too early. We got work to do, right?
No, it's not. Let's go now.
Your health. We need you in the best condition.
Aspen, whatever he has was fighting me back. I barely made my save to try and fight it off. We gotta get him to a cleric now.
Okay. I grab him. I'll get dressed real quick and let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
And I kind of pull Volric, come on.
So, can I surmise that when I tried to do a lesser restoration, that this was not a disease? This was a lot bigger than a disease. And now Shinyar is saying it's worse than a curse.
Whatever it is, the remove curse did not work.
Can I make a medicine check or something to see if...
Are you proficient in medicine?
I am.
Go ahead, make a medicine check.
I look to Shinyar. A little help.
I'm gonna she's gonna go to check him, and I'm gonna tap her shoulder, and I'm gonna cast guidance.
Okay, there you go.
18.
You can add a D4.
D4. 22.
Woo!
If it's all the same to you two, I'd like to bring Aize too. He knows stuff.
Why don't we wake everyone up, Ulrich?
I got you. I have the perfect spell for this, and I'll cast Thaumaturgy. And I'll just wake up the whole ship. I'm just all hands on deck. Everyone get up. We're under attack.
Oh my god!
Like that.
Okay, you
and
Shinyar's
gonna turn to Volric, and she's gonna look at him and say, "See what you've done now? See what you've done."
So
maybe we'll have a party first.
So everybody on the ship suddenly hears this incredibly loud voice of Aspen saying, "All hands on deck, we're under attack," and you hear a flurry of movement. Doors slamming open, crew shouting, "Hey, get to the cannon!" And people running on the deck. You hear the cannon up top starting to get pushed into position, people shouting and trying to get ready, and you actually hear some shouts out in the harbor, it's the middle of, kind of late evening. You hear some shouts out in the harbor going, "Everything okay? What's going on? I just saw walking through here!" And you start to hear panic starting to spread. Go ahead, Shinyar.
No, it's fine. No, Aspen. Oh, isn't he enough trouble?
Yeah, I'll just say, using the same cantrip,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, and this has been a test by our wonderful Captain Shifty Capone. You have him to thank. You may all return to your rooms now.
And Shifty is stumbling out down the hall, getting his stuff on, and is like, "Man, Aspen, what was that all about? Come on, you're supposed to run that by me."
Hey, Shifty, pull up your pants. Your Capone's hanging out.
Hey, Volric, I know you like that. And he's putting it on, tightening it up. All right.
I do call out at this point, Shifty, I'm going to murder you someday. You know that, right? I just wanted to point this out.
Excuse me. Shifty is looks you all over, goes, I'm gonna handle the crew. Whatever y'all are doing, just keep doing it. I'm gonna deal with the crew, and he's gonna go off and deal with the crew.
Like pat his shoulder. Now you know if we did have an emergency, you're ready.
That's very good. I will make sure I let my brain know so that we know that. And Josh can decide what he wants to do with that as Shifty goes off to deal with the crew. So you all gather up, and Chenyar, with Aspen leading, you head up to the Temple of Valkyr, where you find a person that I need to find. You find the cleric there. Aize, I'm assuming you're joining as well, and Rin.
Once I find out that it's a matter of dragging Volric off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he tell you?
I think the missing hand. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did he tell you that he was coming down with it, or did you find out the hard way?
I would say the hard way, considering he doesn't have a hand, and he came in and he was in utter agony.
I told him to go to you. I assumed he would.
No, he did not. Until he was in utter agony and had nowhere else to turn.
Always we end up like this. Well, he'll get a new hand, I'm pretty sure.
Well, as you are led up to the temple and find yourselves stepping inside, Rin, you've been in here before and have met the priest who you have to wake from his sleep as he comes out in his bedclothes, Welgar brine-handed, this crusty old sailor of a man, scraggly beard, looking you all over, and behind him looms this beautiful, almost abstract sculpture of Valkyr, this Viking-like figure made out of twisting pieces of driftwood. And he looks you all over, and you kind of explain the situation. He goes, all right, let me see what I can do here. Kind of grabs you gruffly, Volric, kind of pulls you towards the statue. Come on, I need you to lay down so I can get a good look at you. Come on, sit down. There you go. Now lay back. All right.
Sorry about your couch.
Okay. All right. So, and he starts to lean down, puts a ear to your chest, goes up to your face, sniffs the ichor, takes a little dab on his hand, and kind of pulls it apart as it's like super sticky in his hand. He's like, "Oh, that's disgusting." Flicks it off onto the stone.
It's not a curse. I tried to remove it. It's not a curse.
Kind of looks up at you, which actually reminds me, Aspen rolled that 20 something that we never resolved. So because of the shouting. We'll say at this moment it kind of comes to you, Aspen, as he looks at Chenyar. This likely is a curse of a sort. However, there are curses that can be so profound, so powerful, that even a remove curse spell can't rip it or destroy it from whatever it is clinging to. In those cases, it often requires some specific, sometimes wild set of circumstances to remove it. A certain steps must be taken. It often results quite frequently from hags giving a curse to an individual, but it can occur from powerful deities or beings or sources of evil in the world. So that's what you get with a 22 medicine. As Welgar is looking over Chenyar and goes, "Oh well, I guess I'll try something else then," and kind of goes down and sniffs Volric's breath.
Oh, you don't. Okay, strange methods.
I'll be
but
like rum.
I take notes.
Chenyar, you're not completely wrong. You're not completely wrong. This is a curse of some sort. It's just it's more powerful. Oh man, I can't speak. It's remove curse is not powerful enough to remove it. Do you have?
I felt when I was trying to remove the curse that I was fighting against something. So I agree with you. I think it's something very powerful.
I mean, Vorik, have you encountered any kind of like hags or some sort of like deity that cursed you?
That's my daughter. Um, when I was brought back on the Isle of Dread, it was from an energy. My daughter is now waving at my other daughter.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the Isle of Dread, there was plants, energies that we used from those plants to bring me back from the dead. And I was told by a shaman there that the island owned me, and it seemed like it was trying to take me back. Sometimes there would be hallucinations of a young girl on my shoulder.
Welgar looks you all over and goes, that's some wild shit there.
Yes.
You know,
This island that you guys have been on, I mean, this is not the first time I've heard of it, but it sounds like you guys were put through quite a lot.
The best I could do is I could try a restoration spell of a sort, a greater restoration, but I would need to be given the diamond dust in order to cast it. I don't have that laying around. I mean, look at me. But you said a druid?
Perhaps we should go to the druid, Farron?
I was gonna suggest as much, see if Farron couldn't say anything. He's a real good, he's a good healer. Maybe give him a try. But hey, if you whip up some diamond dust, 100 gold worth, I can cast Greater Restoration for you.
I can get that.
Yes, I believe
Wait,
I have
Jayard,
some.
Is it
You have it.
not the middle of the night?
I believe you have that, don't you?
it is the middle of the night.
Yes. Yes, I have that for Revivify, I think. Let me take a look.
Recall you picking it up from the merchants of Joaquin when we went there.
If you have it for Revivify, you have a diamond worth 300 gold.
Yeah, then it's not the same. I think that was different.
You'd have to grind it up into dust.
Yeah, it's 300 gold points. Yeah, no, I don't think I have.
Okay. So, what would you all like to do?
Vorik, we can, I mean, nothing is open right now. Everyone is asleep. We can go to Farron, and if he can't help you, then we can come back in the morning with the diamond dust.
Yeah, I'm sure I can make it through the night.
No, we're going now.
Maybe we'll go now.
I have to agree with her.
All
You don't have a hand. You need that.
So
And then I kind of like, can I poke it?
you can.
What does it feel like?
It hurts. Oh, what does it feel like for you, Aspen?
Yeah, like
for Volric.
Yeah, what
for
does it-
Volric, it kind of hurts. It's tender. You poking it, Aspen. It's kind of spongy. It's like way softer than it should be.
Oh, I shouldn't have touched that.
All right.
You're gonna be okay, Vorik. You're gonna be fine.
So, as Aspen, you lead the group down off the hill. You can see the moon glinting off of the surf off in the distance as you go down this hill towards the sea grove of Sylvanas. You can see these towering trees at the edge of town. Winding your way into there, Aspen, you would know that Farron resides at the most eastern end of the grove. There is a massive willow tree that kind of butts up against the edge of the swamp, and he has a home built into the base of that tree. So as Aspen leads you through this grove, up towards the base of this tree, you can see this huge willow tree with the branches kind of leaning over. Many of the leaves have fallen off at this point, so it's just leaving these kind of strange tendrils of branches hanging down. And at the base, you can see a circular door and a little carved out window with warm light on the inside and kind of nice, pleasant, earthy smells coming from within. And going up to the door, do you what do you do, Aspen? Do you knock? Do you
I'll just knock.
knocking at the door?
I'm still pulling Volric.
Yeah, Ulrich is
So
being
clear.
pulled along. Going up to the door, you give a knock. You hear some kind of shuffling from within, and then the big round door opens up. And inside, you see standing at the threshold, you see a very old halfling man who's wearing this kind of thick, dark green wool robe that he's like pulling up over himself. And he has all these like leather pouches that he's kind of trying to situate as people are coming to his door. He kind of looking up, and you can see that his hairline recedes very far back, exposing this massive forehead full of wrinkles. He kind of has like bug eyes as he opens the door and looks at you, and you see one of the eyes kind of twitching as he's looking out at all of you, and he goes, "Hey!" And you see resting on his shoulder is this big plump green bullfrog that just goes. Brr.
I kind of look at him, and then I quickly look at Volric. I'm just like, oh.
He looks and follows your gaze and sees Volric standing there, and then his eye kind of drifts and makes eye contact with Chenyar.
Theron!
Ah!
Theron!
Chenyar!
Oh my word! Oh!
What are you doing here?
Well, we have a problem, Baron, but to see you again. But we have a problem, but is that Glorious on your shoulder?
Yeah. This is
Glorious.
Loris. Go say hi. And he lowers the bullfrog onto the mud, and the bullfrog bloop, bloop, lopes over
Theron,
to you.
so good to see you. Oh, Glorious.
Good to see you too, Chenyar.
We have a problem. We need your help. This one has a curse, a very bad curse.
Oh.
That...
All right. Well, come on in. He kind of gestures, and you all have to those of you that are actually all of you have to stoop down, full on, Yoda's hut style, getting in there, crawling in, knees up high, as he kind of makes room. All right, come over here. Let me take a look. And pulls you in close. Volric holds up the hand. He takes quite a long time with you, kind of tracing your face, listening to your heart. Some of the same procedure that Valkyr was doing, but there's definitely a difference to it. Chenyar.
So Chenyar's going to be watching to see if he's getting nervous and his eyes twitching really fast.
Make an insight check.
She's very distracted about Volric, so she's not able to.
With an 11, I mean, he looks focused. Definitely taking this very seriously. After some time with all of you sitting there, he goes, I need a little bit of help to figure this out. And he kind of goes, hold on.
You're a druid, sir.
Yes, I am.
If it's of any help, there was a special flower in the Isle of Dread that we used the energy from that to bring me back to life.
Oh. Okay, well, this might help, but he holds up this little green glowing mushroom that Aize and, well, all of you actually recognize it. It's the same species as the one that Shifty and Aspen found under the log. I need a little help here. And you said a flower on an island?
I actually do have leftover samples of it.
Oh, that would be especially useful. Hold on.
That's to speak with plants mushroom, if I recall.
Perrin, did you just eat that mushroom?
Yeah. All right.
Do you think it's going to help?
It'll help, trust me. And he's not even looking at you. He's looking at, like, there's a little potted plant off to the right. Yeah, this will definitely help. Okay.
I root around in my backpack
Okay.
and I pull up a tiny little handkerchief that's old and stained and covered with jungle mold.
Oh, no. As you pull it out, all the, like, mold that's bristling on it, Farron goes, wow, those guys are real loud. Oh. And what's inside?
Just a fragment of a petal from a tropical flower.
Okay. He goes, oh, fascinating. Takes it, looks at it. Okay. All right, guys. And he kind of looks around the room, and you now see there are just little plants just growing everywhere in here. There's lichens, there's little mushrooms, everything kind of growing in here. Hey, guys. What's going on here? I need some help figuring this out. Huh? Oh, yeah, okay. Picks up the little potted plant, holds it up. Volric, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you mind if I take my friend here and place them on you?
Why not?
Okay. Carefully takes it out of the pot, sets the pot down. You see all the roots dangling down in the soil. Lay back for me. Places it down on your chest. Takes the little fragment of the flower. Places that kind of at the base of your neck. Alright. Do your thing. Tell me what you find. Oh. Oh, okay. Sorry. Takes the plant off. There's something bad in there. There's two things in there. Well, this little guy says that one of them is definitely similar to that flower petal. That one seems to be the stronger entity that's... Oh yeah, no, it wants you back. It wants you back bad. It seems to be taking you one piece at a time based on that. He points at your hand. But there's something else in there.
Can you fix it, Farron?
Maybe. I'm not like I used to be, Q. I can try, though. The problem is there's another thing in there. It seems to be bolstering whatever the flower part is. Well, you said it's an island?
Island
Yes,
Dread,
it-
it's called.
An island of dread. What were you gonna say?
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I
want.
want.
The other thing that infected Volric, that was curse number 2, I believe, Volric, was oh dear. Yeah, we're gonna have to explain this to you. This was a cursed hydra in the swamp that was a holy creature for the lizard men. But
Thousand Teeth?
Yes. Oh, of course you.
Oh, how's Thousand Teeth doing?
Dead.
Not well, I guess.
Yeah.
Dead. Yes.
It was cursed by Farah's
I understand. Oh, that's so awful.
and the curse of Tharizdun infected a number of Thousand Teeth spawn.
Oh,
That was what bit Volric originally and infected him.
okay.
Well,
Well,
not originally. Originally it was the island, right, Volric? And then
well,
This
according
is
to
my-
my friends here, I think that I don't know this Tharizdun fellow you keep talking about. That black goo there that's coming out of his eye. That's the other thing. That whatever that Tharizdun fella is. It seems
That
like.
black-
It seems like they've kind of formed a relationship with each other and kind of awoken something in the other, making them stronger. According to my friend, the thing that was in you, Volric, was kind of dormant, and then it got awoken once it came into contact with that corruption, the Tharizdun thing. Yeah, I have an idea. This grove here, Sylvanas, is it's got a lot of power. We can feel the presence of Sylvanas in here, and I think they might be able to help. I have to take you to a deeper within, though. We should go right now. This is bad. Are you all ready? Are you okay to? Okay. All right, come with me. Kind of starts
Yes, we will.
gathering a bunch of stuff and leading you out into the cool forest as you walk through the kind of crunching leaves of the forest that have fallen down here in the autumn. It doesn't take you very long, maybe only 10 minutes, as he kind of winds through the trees, and you come upon a small little hill that is surrounded by a stone, essentially like a Stonehenge, standing stones that form these angular arches. And in the center there is one large flat stone that you can see there are some kind of dried offerings left behind, dried food and plants that have decayed away, as well as some bones. He goes up and carefully removes all the offerings and places them down on the ground and gestures to you, Volric, to lay down on the stone. Okay.
Sorry about your stone.
Oh, that's okay. Sylvanas can handle it. And Farron gets down, kind of focuses in, looks over at all of you. Just be ready. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. And
Wait, Chenyar, come here. Actually, no, I don't say that. I just say wait, and then I message Chenyar.
okay.
I say, if anything happens to me, take care of Rin.
I answer back, of course I will.
I cast an armor spell on myself.
Okay.
I asked before he starts. Are you expecting him to like be evil or something?
I don't know. There's something bad in there, so something bad might happen. I'm sorry, that's...
I can do like a whole person so that he doesn't move out of place.
I would be more concerned about what climbs out of him.
Well, why not? Sure, you can... Volric, would you be okay with that?
Of course.
Okay.
Farron,
Yeah.
do you think this plant thing that he has in him is going to come out?
I don't know, truly. I just... Sometimes bad things happen when doing this, in my experience. Yeah, something might come out.
If it's a plant?
Huh?
Will you let me know if it's a plant?
Okay.
I have something I could possibly do that would help, but...
Okay, yeah. I will, yeah. If a plant comes out, I'll let you know. If I feel one coming, I'll let you know.
And it's evil.
And it's evil, yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I can talk to them, so I'll just ask nicely, I guess. And if they're rude,
Okay.
then you can be rude back. Okay.
Okay.
And he sits down and focuses, closes his eyes, and you watch as slowly roots start to kind of climb out of the earth up towards Volric, holding on to him. Are you casting Whole Person?
Yes, if that will help.
Okay, so you cast Whole Person. Volric, if you just fail your save, automatically it takes hold.
Yeah.
You feel your body become incredibly rigid, unable to move. It's actually kind of, I don't know how how Volric is feeling, but it's almost that feeling of like sleep paralysis, because you start to feel your vision sort of tunneling and going dark as you're being pulled into somewhere else, your consciousness. And as Farron focuses, his hand drifting up over